unfortunately, we have sufaha. We have people that are simply, they're safih. And I don't care how sincere they are. There's plenty of sincere people out there. But we have people that are fools. They're foolish people. There's people that read things and take them literally. You know, you have naql and you have aql. This is what the Shaykh's talking about. You have naql and you have aql. So unfortunately, we have some naql heads out there. You know, we have people that are not using their intellect when they read verses, when they read these things. And don't think these people haven't been around since the beginning. Really. And they absolutely believe they're rightly guided. They believe they're rightly guided. And our Prophet ﷺ said in a very important hadith, يَحْمِلُ هَذَا الْعِلْمِ مِنْ كُلِّ قَرْنٍ عُدُولُهُ, that this knowledge will be carried in each generation by upright people. يَنْفُونَ عَنْهُ تَحْرِيفَ الْغَالِينَ. They'll repudiate the misquotations of extremists. Tahrif is يُحَرِّفَ الْكَلِمَ عَنْ مَوَاضِعِهِ, is to take something out of context. So the Prophet said that rightly guided scholars will repudiate the misquotations of extremists. وَانْتِحَالَ الْمُبْطِلِينَ, and plagiarisms of people that are trying to undermine the religion or attack the religion. Just fabrications. People that fabricate. وَتَأْوِيلَ الْجَاهِلِينَ, and interpretations of zealots, of ignorant people. Now there's no doubt that the Muslims we are suffering in a lot of different places. But again, this is not new. There have been many, many periods where Islam has been under siege, it's had troubles, it's had difficulties. We have two sunnah. In fact, we have three sunnah. We have the sunnah of the Prophet in Mecca. One of the things that Ibn Taymiyyah said, rahimahullah, is that there's nothing that's abrogated in Islam, that if the same circumstances in which it was applicable return, then it becomes applicable. In other words, there's no absolute abrogation. There's no verse in the Quran that's absolutely abrogated, with the exception of about 4 verses in which there's no difference of opinion on. I mean, there's really only a handful of verses. All of the verses in the Quran, وَاصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا يَقُولُونَ وَهْجُرْهُمْ هَجْرًا جَمِيلًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِمُسَيْطِرٍ لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِوَكِيلٍ لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِجَبَّارٍ. I mean, all these verses in the Quran in which the Prophet was told to be patient, those are all applicable because that's the sunnah of Mecca. One of the things Hudayf ibn al-Yaman said, he said that in the end of time, يُخَيَّرُ الْمَرْءُ بَيْنَ الْعَجْزِ وَالْفُجُورِ. And one of the Sahaba, one of the Tabi'een listening to this said, قَبَّحَ اللَّهَ الْعَجْزِ. He said, قَبَّحَكَ اللَّهَ أَنْتَ. He said, الْعَجْزُ خَيْرٌ مِنَ الْفُجُورِ. That there will be a time when people will be given a choice between powerlessness and between going to extremes. Fajara means to go beyond a limit. And one of the tabi'een heard him say that, and he said, may Allah make ugly powerlessness. And he said, may Allah make you ugly. Powerlessness is better than going to outside of the boundaries. So the sunnah of ittihad, the sunnah of being oppressed, is Mecca. Look how the Prophet ﷺ behaved. One of the reasons that I stayed a Muslim was when I studied the seerah, the period of Mecca was an overwhelming period. Anybody that studies that has to come to that conclusion about our Prophet ﷺ. It's what made him great. And if you deny the Meccan period, you're denying something that's absolute. There's more time in Mecca than there was in Medina. 13 out of 23 years. So if you deny the Meccan period and just say that that was all just strategies until he got into power, and then at that point you stop forgiving and you stop overlooking and you stop, I mean, that's as if our Prophet ﷺ and may Allah, we seek refuge in Allah from misunderstanding who the Messenger of Allah is. كَانَ أَحْلَمَ النَّاسِ. The Prophet ﷺ was the most forbearing of people. And this is what we have to return to our community. Because we've created a culture, there's a culture now in which people can't see any other way out than this reactionary mode. And we've been spinning our wheels for far too long, and the Muslims really need to think at a deeper level. You know, Einstein, and it's useful, the hikmah is wisdom. Wherever it is, wherever you find it, you should follow it. Einstein said the definition of madness is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. And the Muslims really, we have to ask ourselves about what we're doing, about our strategies, about our attitudes and behaviors.